Hey, empathic healers, question for the day. So, when you avoid sharing your thoughts and feelings, how do you then receive unconditional love? Mm, get into that a little bit more. Are you ready? Let's dig a little deeper. Grab your journal and journal with me. So, today we are going to talk about exactly that, receiving unconditional love in the crown chakra. So, welcome to Energy Healing Lifestyle Journal Self Care Challenge Day 21. My name is Robin Knott, and I am your host of Energy Healing TV on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify, and the founder of the EnergyHealingSchool.com. I am a certified Reiki Master teacher and have a Master of Social Work degree specializing in mental health and addiction treatment. I'm here to teach fellow empathic healers various energy healing methods with a strong, I emphasize strong focus on self-care, self-worth, and self-love without feelings of blame, shame, and guilt. We all matter too, right? So back to my question. The past couple of days we had talked about if we avoid, like for ourselves, forgive me, I'm just kind of kicked back today, right? It's Sunday. Yeah. We've been talking about if we avoid our thoughts and our feelings, and if we avoid sharing our thoughts and our feelings, and what's that like, and what gets in our way from sharing those things. So now, just to take it a step further, since today is about receiving and receiving unconditional love, I was thinking about that flow of energy, right? The inflow and the outflow. So if we block, which avoidance is blocking, right? I'm blocking myself from feeling, or blocking myself from thinking, or just blocking myself from sharing it. The block is there. We're not projecting it out or sharing it outward, but we're also then blocking a pathway to receive, right? So in sharing and feeling, first of all, we feel to heal, right? We feel our feelings, we feel our emotions, we feel whatever it is we need to feel in order to heal it, because when we avoid it, we block off the possibilities to heal it, because we're hiding it, we're stuffing it, and it just allows it to fester, right? So then when we're not sharing it, if we're not sharing our thoughts and our feelings, and we're just holding everything back and keeping everything to ourselves, then again, where is that flow of energy? How is it an inflow and outflow? It then becomes one-sided, right? It becomes one way, or just gets blocked up. So something to think about: if we hold back, and then we might wonder why we don't receive. And is it because we've made a decision to hold back, and we've made a decision to block what we think and what we feel? So then backtrack through some of those days if you need to kind of look at, if you've been journaling along with me, and are you allowing yourself to openly have your own thoughts, intentionally choose thoughts to think, right? Because we can redirect those as well. Allowing yourself an opportunity to feel whatever it is you're feeling. And then for whoever is around you, do you share those thoughts and feelings? And then what is your communication style when you share those thoughts and feelings? Because sometimes we can feel defensive about it, right? And we can project that out. A memory, I'll just share it with you. I can remember way back when I had a very difficult time with this step, right? Trying to share what I was thinking, what I was feeling, even allowing myself to have my thoughts and feelings. But I would work myself up so much to get enough, the word I'm looking for, courage, maybe, to share it, that when it finally came out of my mouth, I was like so stinking anxious that I projectiled some kind of icky energy along with it. And I didn't mean to, right? Which it was just like that buildup of energy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna share what I'm thinking. I'm gonna share what I'm feeling. And I don't know how this is gonna be taken, because, making assumptions, not knowing what to expect, and instead of just allowing it to be, creating stories or whatever in my mind, and then just kind of blah, and it didn't come out so well. Kind of on that aggressive side, right? So when we talk about communication styles, what type of communication style do you use? So it didn't come out very clearly. So I had to work on my communication a lot. But it's a step and it's a process. And at least when we, one, allow ourselves to feel and think and be aware of what we're thinking and feeling, and then share what we're thinking and feeling, we're keeping that energy flowing, right? Again, we have that inflow and we have that outflow. You want the energy to move. We want it to be able to expand. So in our relationships, whether it's family relationships or, friendships or significant others, whatever it may be, how do you get to know each other, right? Like, how do people really get to know you if you're not willing or don't feel comfortable enough, feel safe enough to share what you're thinking or what you're feeling? So I did do a little bit of Googling again today because I wanted to expand a little bit more on this topic. And I found this article from Very Well Mind, if I can speak this evening, verywellmind.com. It says emotional avoidance and PTSD. Avoidance may work in the short term, but can cause more problems later. This article doesn't talk much about the inflow and outflow, but it's still worthy of touching on some points. I didn't want to read the whole thing, so let me make sure I'm getting the pieces I wanted to. So, emotional avoidance and PTSD. Research shows that people with PTSD, and if you're not familiar with the term, it stands for post-traumatic stress disorder or just post-traumatic stress. But research shows that people with PTSD often try to avoid or push away their emotions, both emotions about a traumatic experience and emotions in general. In addition, it has been found that trying to avoid feeling emotions may make some PTSD symptoms worse. So that's something to be mindful of, or even contribute to the development of PTSD symptoms after experiencing a traumatic event. So some of the drawbacks of emotional avoidance that the article touches on, they say emotions serve important psychological and physiological purposes. Your emotions provide you with information about yourself and the things going on around you. They communicate and motivate action, right? We talk about emotions being energy in motion, so they motivate action. For example, fear tells you that you may be in danger. Sadness tells you that you may need some time to take care of yourself or seek help from others. While emotional avoidance temporarily suppresses difficult emotions, the emotions you're trying to avoid may grow harder to ignore over time, right? Because it just builds and festers and builds and festers, and we have those trigger points where it's like poking at them. So your emotions may fight back in an attempt to serve their functions. So in addition to blocking the inflow, or just that flow of energy, if you will, again, avoiding our emotions can cause them to fester, right? Can make them project out worse or may make an interesting comeback. They may then come up in times that don't make sense to us and can be confusing. But again, the part I really wanted to focus on today was because today we talk about receiving an unconditional love. So 3 steps in the journaling process, right? Aware, assess, align. So bringing it into our awareness. Are there times or thoughts or emotions that you try to avoid? And do you try to avoid feeling them yourself? And or do you just avoid, I don't want to say just to minimize it, but do you just not share them with other people? Do you not express your thoughts and feelings with others? Have that in your awareness, because is blocking that flow. For one, denying yourself the opportunities, right, to heal, because we need to feel it to heal it. So denying yourself an opportunity to heal is one. as we do our assessing, is that in alignment with the source of unconditional love? No, right? Because we should all have the opportunity to heal. We all do have the opportunities to heal if we choose to, but I'm just saying, like, if we're not blocking it. The other, if I don't lose my train of thought, we're then blocking the opportunity to receive unconditional love from others, right? And I get it. I could even hear it in myself. Like, people aren't always open to receiving what we have to say, right? However, that's on them. We don't want to always assume that we know how other people will react and respond to us. Ideally, I'm going to say this, ideally, it doesn't matter. Like, it's more about us taking care of self at this time, right? Communicating in an assertive way, of course. However, still sharing what we need to share, having the freedom to express our thoughts and our feelings, again, regardless of how it's received around us. How we communicate it is on us, how it's received is not, right? But again, when we make assumptions and then we just block it because we avoid it and we clam up and we don't share, we don't really know what opportunity we're blocking. Again, we can make assumptions, but you know how the mind can be. The mind can like to do that chatter, human egoness chatter, right? The fears come in, the fear of rejection, whatever else might, abandonment. There are many, but those are just the first couple that came in. But it's not always accurate, it's not always right, right? So let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you are aware, if you're comfortable sharing, of times that you block yourself from sharing your thoughts and feelings. If you notice that when you don't share your thoughts and feelings with those around you, that you're blocking the opportunities of receiving unconditional love. Hmm. I feel like that's a big one, but I don't want to keep pounding on it. I think that's great for our journal, right? So again, if you have your journals, as I do, take some time and just sit with that a little bit. Increase your self-awareness. See what comes up. Assess it with the energy of the source of unconditional love. If it's in alignment, perfect. If it's not in alignment, but don't let me saying perfect sound like judgment. However, if it's not in alignment with the source of unconditional love, what is an action step you can take to shift closer to alignment? And again, sometimes that action step is just this, right? Just bringing it into your awareness, just sitting with it for a minute, just being mindful of your thoughts and feelings, of what that your energy is doing. So when we block it, we avoid it. What happens to the energy when we do that? And what else? Because it's not just that one thing that we're blocking, right? We're blocking other opportunities and possibilities as well. And we all deserve more opportunities and possibilities, right? We all deserve the ability to heal, and we all deserve to have love and support, and we all deserve to receive that. So allow yourself to receive that. So our homework, as I just said, check in with yourself, journal on your process, journal on your awareness, again, your assessment, see where you're at. And then next week when you reflect back, see if anything's changed, and how you feel if you're in that alignment with the source of unconditional love. Again, if you haven't already, sign up for the Empathic Killers Masterclass. Super excited about that. It's a step-by-step guide to set boundaries and protect your energy. And then meet me back here tomorrow, of course, to talk about, wow, we're back on self, right, with the root chakra and our beliefs. So I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time in the world it is for you. Thank you for hopping on live or on replay. Take good care of you. So much love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.